Hello, Card Geeks. It is I, Nomah, back with another riveting episode of the Card Geeks with my man Hoosier. How you doing today, my friend?
I am excellent. I am hyped. I'm ready to get into the episode. I'm really excited about this set. So let's roll right into it.
Yeah, we're here to talk about 2024 Topps Inception, and I've always really enjoyed opening Inception. At least I've dreamed that I enjoyed it. But it's a really fun set and a great movie, by the way, if you guys haven't seen
It
Inception.
is a great movie.
Love that one. We need to just talk movies one of these days
We
because we both
do.
love movies so much. But let's just dive right in. So, in our usual roles with me as host and you as color commentator, tell us what you know about this product. I know you've been
Alrighty.
doing a lot of research.
Yep. So we have a June 18th release of 2024. We are going back in time. 2024 Topps Inception Hobby Box. This is a hobby exclusive product. There will be no retail release. It is $200 per box, which is a very high increase from when this product originally debuted. I remember when you could get these for $75 a box because you are only getting 7 cards. So it's one of the very high risk, high reward products. And I know that we've talked about this before. It's usually this type of product is not one that either of us really go after on our channels. But
Yeah.
I am making a exception for Inception because for some reason this set is just one of my favorites. I love the cards, I love the designs, I love the patches. It's just great.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is one that I probably would not be cracking open if I didn't have a channel, but I feel that it is my duty to my fans and patrons to open any new product that comes out other than something that's like $10,000 a box, which
Exactly.
those products do exist, but they're outside my price range. But I take all of the money that I earn from the channel and I pour it right back into buying products. And I love just creating content for the channel and variety. That feels really important. So I'm not going to buy much of this product because $30 a card is how it breaks down, and that's
Yep.
just more than I'm comfortable spending. But as you mentioned, the risk reward is incredibly high, especially with the 2024 rookie class.
Definitely. So this year, it's also interesting to note that Inception always has a shorter checklist than a regular release, like just say Stadium Club or Series 2, right? So it's very focused on rookies and stars. Kind of think like Bowman's Best checklist wise. We have a 100 card base set, 1 through 100 is base rookies and base vets. And then we have a 25 card short print set, which is cards 101 through 125. And most of those consist of the best rookies. So you got Pete Crow Armstrong, Jackson Churio, Jackson Merrill, Jackson Holiday, Shota Imanaga. I could go on for a while. They have lumped in almost every 2024 rookie into this product. So this is one of the last products of 2024. And I am going to put this out there. I'm going to say this is probably going to be one of the best.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of awesome. I mean, if you're looking for efficiency, this is a great product and a product that you all might really enjoy. Because if you think about it, you're going to be spending on a hobby box less, excuse me, on a jumbo box less than $200. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to be spending on a hobby box to buy two. It's going to be about $200. So you know you're going to get an autograph out of this product. You know you're going to get 7 good cards because, as you mentioned, the checklist is only 100. So yes, there might be 1 or 2 scrubs, but I feel like when I've opened this product in the past, in addition to the autograph, I feel like I've done very well with parallels as well. The color scheme is such that it really lends itself to very attractive parallels.
Right.
So your chances of pulling a big card, not necessarily that's going to cover the cost of the box, but that might cover half the cost at least, is pretty high. And your odds of pulling just a crazy, whether it's Emperor Yamamoto or whether it's Paul Skeens or whether it's one of the Jackson 3 or whatever, your odds are pretty good
Yeah.
of pulling something really hot. Like it could be the pull of the year, it could be the pull of your lifetime. And despite
Yeah.
the fact that I'm wearing my top shirt we don't get endorsed by Topps. We don't get any free
Nope.
product by Topps. We spend money on cards just like the rest of you guys. And yeah, if you want a higher volume of cards and you want a longer rip, this is not the way to go. But if
Right.
you're starting to run tight on space like I am for your collection, and or you're just tired of endlessly ripping retail or even hobby products, this can be kind of a fun change of pace because the bang for your buck is potent if you get a good card or two. So I tend to lean toward distressed assets in every way, including cards. So
Mhm.
something like Big League that everyone's forgotten about. They don't even make it anymore. They folded it into Celebration. I like buying those because you can get a Big League hobby box for $30, like the cost of a
Right.
blaster or even a little less. And you're going to get an auto every two blasters. Granted, some of the autos aren't that good and they are stickers, but you can pull crazy stuff. I've pulled a Corbin Carroll autograph out of there,
Yeah.
and that was pretty sweet. So I'm more inclined if I'm going to spend $200 to try to find like, is there some 2022 retail on sale where you can pull the SPs of those rookies out of there? Is there something that is going to prolong my fun and in my case, give me cards to send to my patrons. But
Right.
having said that, I donate a lot of cards. I give away a lot of cards to kids, and I give a lot of cards to my patrons. But I still have so many cards, and so there's a part of me that's starting to warm up to sets like this because
Mhm.
it's like, yeah, you don't get as much content. It doesn't take as long. It's not the half hour relaxathon that you get when you sit down for a long rip.
Right.
At the same time though, like the I think I usually buy about a box of this every year.
Mhm.
And like the net of all of my Inception cards takes up like literally that much room
Right.
in the drawers
Yeah.
I have full of cards. So I don't know. There's kind of something to be said for it.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm one of the value guys. I'm always opening retail. You guys know I love retail, but I'm also about just taking one set usually a year and spending money on it that I normally wouldn't spend on a set because I think this one's just really fun. It actually releases on my birthday, so this one's going to be
Ooh.
my birthday rip. That's what I'm using my most of my June card funds for is Inception. So I feel that there's some people who are really turned off by the $200 price and the 7 cards, but I feel that it's sometimes sets like these are super fun to just get one box and open it and see what you get. Also,
Absolutely.
the configuration this year with each box containing 7 cards, you're of course going to get one autograph or one auto relic. 2 of the base cards will be parallels. So you will get
Mhm.
2 parallels, and then the rest will be base, or you will get one of the short prints.
Yeah,
So
so
the odds are pretty solid. Like I said, $200 is a lot. This is pre-sale price as well. There
yeah.
hasn't been what release day price is going to be. I know that we both picked up a box on pre-sale, but I would also say just wait. I wouldn't pay an exorbitant amount of money, if the FOMO sets in. But I've seen a couple eBay sellers that got confirmed pre-sell boxes and they're trying to sell them for like 325 right now. So
Yeah, which I think is too much. But my guess is David Adams, Steel City, they're
mhm.
probably going to be looking at 250, 280, somewhere in there, which is still higher than I would go.
Yeah,
But certainly I wouldn't go, well, I wouldn't buy cards off of eBay, period. At least not sealed
that's sealed.
product off of
Yep.
eBay if I were you guys, but that's just me. But I do want to kind of offer a tip of the cap to you because I only got my pre-order box because you told me that the pre-order was
Yeah.
going on and I jumped right on it. So I appreciate that very
Oh,
much.
no problem. I saw it and I was like,
But
oh, I gotta
yeah,
I gotta text Nomah, and I didn't. They sold out really quick. They sold out really quick.
really quick.
And we're both regular collectors. We don't have inside connections, like you said, to get boxes. I can't tell you how many times I've texted you and been like, "Hey, like I was caught in checkout and it just went out of stock." Like
Yeah.
we face the same exact things, but thankfully this time we were both able to check out before it sold out. So I'm really excited. And
Yeah.
one of the reasons why I'm excited is because of this 2024 rookie class. So let's talk about that for a second.
Let's talk about the rookie class. And I do just want to say real quick, as far as the FOMO goes, I would not be terribly surprised if this product goes up in price over time, just because the
Right.
rookie class is so good. You know, it's one of those things where if you just can't live without ripping this, or if you buy sealed wax and hang on to it, which is not something I do, but I know there are
Mhm.
people that do that, 90% of the time stuff goes down in value. Like 2025 Top Series 2, which we talked about last week, it's going to go down in value if you wait
Right.
6 months. Like for sure it will. Or even if you wait a month or a couple months or wait until update comes out. This is a great time to be buying 2025 Series 1 or 2024, really Series 1 or Series 2, anything but update, or 2024 Heritage base, not the high number. But this class of 2024 is the reason why the Heritage high number is holding its value. And I suspect this product will hold its value just because for the next decade, people are going to be trying to pull cards of the guys on screen, and getting an autograph or getting a parallel of one of those guys. I mean, in my experience opening 2024 Heritage High Number, I got a Jackson Merrill Black to 75,
Mhm.
and I got a Jackson Churio on card auto. And those two cards alone, if I were to sell them, which I haven't, would have paid for all of the money that I spent on 2024 Topps Heritage High Number. So
Right.
there are certain products where your ROI and your potential ROI is so high that it becomes a lot easier to justify the high price point. So, just before we get into the class, I just wanted to mention that I don't think it's ever going to be a bargain, but I do
Mhm.
think that you're going to get a return on your investment if that is what you're after with purchasing cards.
Yeah, definitely. And even it's always a risk buying sealed wax and holding it. You never know what's going to happen. I know that there was people who bought a bunch of 2022 products with Wander
Hmm.
Franco in it,
Cool.
and those have gone down. And even it's interesting because there was people saying that 2022 update, with Julio and Bobby, they were like, this has only going to go up. You're not going to be able to get this, for a decent price. And look at the price of a 2022 Topps Chrome update hobby box. You can get it for a steal right now. So we're not always saying that it's going to depreciate, it's always going to be affordable, but historically sealed wax, it always fluctuates so high and so low. Like I feel like there might not ever be a sealed wax product that's going to appreciate like 2018 per se.
Right, because you have a generational greatest player of all time player in there, which would be another great episode sometime of us just to talk about, is Shohei the greatest player of all time, which
Hmm.
in my opinion he is. But we don't need to go down that rabbit hole right now.
Right.
Let's talk about the class of 2024. I recognize all of these handsome gentlemen. You have right center stage the stash, Mr. Paul Skeens.
Yep.
You have Jackson Merrill to his right. You have PCA to his right. And then to Skeen's left, we've got Junior Caminero and Jackson Churio, or as we call them on my channel, Checks and Cheerios.
Hmm.
And this is not even like counting Shota, Yoshi, and Jackson Holiday. I mean, this class is literally nuts. It is crazy how good it is.
You know who else I left out? Just a no-name shortstop for the Reds. No,
Oh,
no
well,
biggie.
yes. Oh, yes. Matt McLean, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Matt McLean's got to be up there. No, I couldn't even fit all of the amazing rookies
Yeah.
on the
So,
graphic. There's also Ellie De La Cruz, and
yep.
it's
For those
just
of you who didn't catch my sarcasm,
this
uh,
this rookie class is nuts. And I'm not
it's
trying
nuts.
to hype it up. But I mean, I'm excited because Junior Caminero, he's been on fire. Jackson Churio looks like he's going to have a very long, very successcause career.
Mm-hmm.
PCA for my Cubbies is,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hopefully he's
Killing
not
it.
a modern incarnation of Javi Baez, because I can kind of see things going that way with how he approaches at bats right now. But
Yeah.
he's been killing it. I love to see it. Jackson Merrill, one of the future of the Padres. organization. So
Yeah,
it's just, I think that's what is really going to drive the value of this product, and
for
just the
sure.
overall excitement, because with the way that the checklist is, you're almost bound to get at least a cool base parallel of one of these guys.
Yeah. Yeah, if there's only 125 cards in the set, and there's, we just riffed off, I believe, nine really high caliber rookies, nine or 10, and you get seven cards. I mean, you could get all scrubs and not good parallels and a bad auto. Like you could, and people are
Mhm.
going to.
Right.
You and I might. We just don't know. But the odds are good. And, one of the things that occurs to me about this class that is I've never thought of before until you were just talking about PCA is you think about PCA, Churio, Merrill, Ellie, what do those guys all have in common? They're all blazing fast. And
Yeah.
there's the old saying, speed never slumps. And we never know with rookies how they're going to pan out, or they could even have a few great years like El Mago did. You mentioned Javier Baez, and
Mhm.
then kind of, fall off, although he's having a really good year this
Yeah.
year. But the thing about PCA that I find interesting is that he's so fast that it's like those guys are going to still be beating out infield singles. They're still going to be stealing bases.
Right.
Even, Ellie hit, I think, something like, 250 something last year, but he still had tremendous value because he had, I don't remember, 50 or 60 steals and he threw in like 20 bombs. And this year he's even better. So, Caminero is not that fast.
Right.
Skeens is a pitcher. Yamamoto is a pitcher. Shota is a pitcher. Like, we don't know what those guys are going to do.
Right.
But I mean, I just think that the potential is there for this to be as good a class as 2018, because if you think about it, 2018, you've got Soto, you've got Acuna, and you've got Shohei. But you mentioned that 2018 class, which had, again, in my opinion, the GOAT Shohei, but
Mhm.
also had Soto, Acuna, and we forget about Devers, but Devers was in there too.
Right.
The thing is though that this class, it's not going to be better, I don't think.
Mhm.
It could be as good just on volume. Because if
Right.
you got 10 guys and say seven or eight of them sustain and really hit versus like the four guys in 2018, even though one of them is Shohei, you still got, relatively speaking, a potential very valuable set. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I am super pumped for it. Now, like you said, with the volume of it, you are more susceptible to get one of the good rookies. So we are going to move right into covering the odds.
So the odds of pulling a good autograph is 745 to 1.
Never tell me the odds. I don't have a good Harrison Ford impression, but there we go. All right.
But
So
sir, shut him up or shut him down.
see, we might just have to, yeah, we might just have to do another channel where we watch classic films together.
I would love that. That'd be so fun.
All righty. So we're not gonna go through all of the odds. I picked the more tangible ones, not the crazy one and 600,000 boxes of a triple autograph relic of three Hall of Famers. But
Mhm.
I did pick out two unique autograph inserts that I think are really interesting, and they also have pretty good odds. So first, this is my little play on words here. If you
I
guys
like it.
if you
I
guys
like it a lot.
didn't notice that. So Silver Signings playbook. We got the judge right there. So Silver Signings is this is a autograph insert set where, like the name says, the autograph subject sign in silver ink. I think it looks pretty sweet. And look at the checklist
Yeah,
on this.
worst player on here is Springer.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then maybe
Crazy.
Kierstad has not hit his
Mhm.
potential yet, but it's going to be a rookie card for him, unless I'm mistaken. Shanwell is underrated. Marte had the steroid issue. Mauricio is kind of whatever. But other than that, these are all superstars or potential superstars.
Now, do you want to take a guess at what the odds are for a Silver Linings autograph?
One
Silver
in
Signings.
400 boxes.
1 in 24.
Whoa!
Now
That's that's
there are 8
that's
boxes
exciting.
per case.
Hmm.
So 1 in every 3 cases. You get a silver signings 1 in every 3 cases.
I'm
But
just I'm working on manifesting a Shohei for myself, the second one
exactly.
I've ever pulled.
See, I'm still wanting to I just need to pull one. That's
Dude, if there's
manifest your Shohei energy over here, please.
other than the birth of your children, it's about as transcendent an experience as you can have as a human being, in my experience. It's like what just happened?
Yeah, that is insane. This is an
Insane.
amazing checklist. So,
It's ridiculous. Well, and can I just say one other quick thing about this
yeah.
while we're on the topic? So one of the things, again, I'm not trying to be a Topps apologist here, and you guys should collect the way you want and put your money where you want to. Like this is a capitalist culture, so if you think that these higher end products are a sham and they're overrated and they're overpriced, don't buy them, and Topps will stop making them. Like that's just what it boils down to. If none of us go into breaks with these products and none of us buy these products, they will not make them anymore. That's just
Hmm.
how it works. Topps isn't making them for fun, they're making them to pay their bills. So, having said that, I just want to just very briefly digress and explain something to everybody because I think it's something that people don't understand. So, of course, you're going to get the little napkin relics, like the little swatch of white cloth
Hmm.
in the heritage products and in the flagship products because they're not that expensive. The big honkin' patches come in the more expensive products because
Right.
when you buy a jersey in your tops, you have tons of little swatches that are not remarkable, but the number and the name are that's the premium real estate, and there's less of that. So
Right.
it's more valuable. In the same way, autographs are just like anything else. Shohei Ohtani gets paid more for his autograph in his Topps contract, right?
Then
Than
Caden
who
Dana.
exactly. And who was I picking on? George Springer. George
Yep.
Springer, yes, he's been an all-star in the past. He's not a bad player, but he can't command as much for his autograph as Shohei Ohtani. When we're at the National, Giannis is going to be there, but I'm not going to get his autograph because it's
Right.
too expensive. He can command more for his autograph
Hmm.
because he's Giannis. So I'll be sticking with my Jim Rice autograph and meet my childhood hero and call it good. But Jim Rice is in the Hall of Fame, so he can command more for his autograph than, say, Dwight Evans, his teammate.
Right.
So it's important to understand that whether it's fair or not, and whether we like it or not, this is just how it works. And as a business owner, I can tell you, it's like I will charge more for a premium service that costs me more to provide to you.
Right.
So Topps is charging more for these products because it is not cheap to get Aaron Judge to sign an autograph.
Right.
Bobby Witt Jr., Ellie De La Cruz, just looking at all of these names, Acuna, these
Trout.
guys, it's an expensive prospect to get their autographs. Even someone like Jason Dominguez, who's not proven yet, I'm guessing charges way more for his autograph than say a George Springer.
Right.
So it's just worth noting that I mean the higher end autographs are in the lower end products, but the distribution is way lower. That's why if you open enough of a given product, you're pretty likely to hit the same autograph more than once, and it's more than likely to be a scrub because that's why it's the junk wax era, quote unquote, is that there's
Right.
just a lot of those junk autos out there. So what's cool about a product like this is that you are going to only get one autograph and it could be not a great one, but the odds of it being a good one are much higher because it's more expensive. That's one of the things you're paying for is just to get more of these high-end guys autographs into the boxes.
Exactly. And like you said, for the price, this is on the higher echelon of Topps products,
I
right?
agree.
It's not a dynasty, it's not a transcendent, but it allows for guys like me to feel like I'm ripping something like Dynasty.
Yep.
And what I wanted to point out was
Oh,
the patches in this
come on.
product are absolutely insane.
Insane.
I've only opened Inception one time on my channel, and I pulled a. It was a Diamondback. I thought it was Carroll in the video, and I was super excited. But it turned out to be the other rookie Diamondback that was in the set that year.
Alec Thomas.
It was Alec Thomas. It was a really great looking card, and it was one of the larger patches, and the patch was like a tricolor patch. It was just nasty. And I wasn't even upset because I was like, this patch is so sick looking. I am a sucker for patch autographs. When if you look at the Ellie, you can see that it looks like there's a part of the possibly the mascot
Yeah,
on
that's
there.
Mr. Red for sure.
Yeah, and
Yep.
these are game worn, game
Hmm.
used patches. And then we have
Yeah.
the first milestones cards,
PCA
which
logo man.
yeah, they have the logo man, and then in the other in the non one of ones, they have pieces of the base from their first game that's got dirt all over it. And again, I'm a sucker for stuff like that. I love, unique relics, base relics. I think that's sweet.
Oh
They
yeah.
remember in this was in Topps opening day, they used to have the little dirt bag relic of dirt from the stadium. I thought that was really cool. I like different things like that. And this is one of the reasons why I'm also excited for this. Now,
Yeah.
some people are taken back by the sticker autos.
Yep.
A lot of people don't like that this is a more premium product, yet it contains a lot of sticker autos.
Hmm.
But it to me, it ultimately doesn't bother me too bad. Um, I usually buy on card stuff like from eBay, but I don't know. I'm not a huge, I would guess, say like a sticker snob.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have a strong preference for on card because
Right.
when I was a kid, I would get my card signed, and I there's something about the player holding the card in their hand
Hmm.
that makes my inner child happy. And but they do hold the stickers in their hand, and they do put pen to paper, and that is what that is. It's a real Ellie autograph, and if you pull that particular card because it's just so awesome.
Yeah.
You know, no one's going to be complaining about that.
Right.
Just quick shout out to a fan of my channel and yours, Brandon. Brandon recently gifted me a Pete Alonso, just ridiculous patch auto. I think it's to 25. And it's one of
Nice.
my favorite cards
Yeah.
because it looks so great. And also, it's from one of my favorite people in the hobby. And it was just very meaningful to me that he gifted that to me.
Hmm.
But I only just noticed the other day that it's a sticker auto, and I honestly really don't care,
Right.
because the card looks so good. I think it has to do with the aesthetic of the card. And like that particular Ellie card looks great. And
Yeah.
like my Alonzo looks great.
Right.
So it's sort of like I don't think it's optimal, but I also understand like my working theory, which is based on nothing but conjecture. But my working theory is that the reason why some of these larger, chunkier cards have sticker autos is that to send these cards to the player and have them arrive to the player and have them signed and returned without damage getting done because they're so thick
Right.
is sketchy. I also
Right.
suspect, I could be wrong, but I suspect he probably wore this jersey in 24. So to get the jersey, chop it up, put it in a card, and get him to sign it all during the off season is pretty unlikely. So these mid-year releases, like we see it all the time with Update. Update is loaded with sticker autos
Hmm.
because it's much easier for the Topps rep to go into the locker room, get a player to sign a bunch of stickers, and leave than to carry a big thing of cards. And I
Right.
believe that most of the on card autos, I believe, are signed during the off season. They get sent to the player's house and they sign them. And actually, a while ago, Phil's Pulls did a channel on this. Phil Hughes, who used to have a really awesome channel, I don't know why he didn't stop doing it, but if I remember correctly, he actually did a whole video where he showed like what Topps had sent him and the pens that they sent him and the instructions that they sent him and all that. So
That's pretty
that
cool.
all, yeah, so that was
Yeah.
really cool. So I mean, that all happens off season. So because they're releasing cards 365 days a year now,
Right.
we just have to give Tops. And again, I'm not I'm not like paid to shill for Tops.
Right.
I just love Tops baseball cards.
Hmm.
We have to give them a little leeway in understanding that like it is a business that operates in the world and there's logistics involved. And like,
Right.
I mean, I would be thrilled to pull that card even if it is a sticker auto.
Yeah, definitely. And also, of course, not the one of one, but the like the base first milestones autos are going to be numbered, but that
Hmm.
is 1 in 28. So it's still
Sick.
it's not impossible. You're not faced with, the 1 in 5,000 odds that you get
Right.
from a regular series release. So I'm super excited, which leads us into our last segment. Is this a buy or pass? And this is not just a question for us, but this is a question for you, the viewer. We always want to
Yep.
get your guys' feedback and comments. We always want constructive criticism. We have our own subjective opinions and hot takes. So we always love conversing with the community. So the question is this a buy or pass? And we've kind of already answered this.
Yeah, I mean, and actually, real quick before we answer, I wanted to ask you a question, which is how do you feel about the backgrounds where the player has, for all intents and purposes, been cut out of an action shot and pasted against a background? In general, how do you feel about that aesthetic versus the action shot where you can see other players, you can see the fans, you can see the stadium, you can see, you feels like you're more kind of in the game. How do you feel about these kinds of cards?
So for reference, we have the Paul Skeens right here, which is what you're talking about.
Hmm.
I think that for specific sets, it works. I really do. I love action photography. That's why Stadium Club is one of my favorites, because you get the whole essence of the stadium, the fans. I love the SPs where guys are signing, and it's like a big
Hmm.
wide shot and it's kind of showing like everybody like trying to get in, and it just captures the game so well. But I think with a specific product like Inception, this is kind of its brand. This is like the design, and I do really like it. I think that it works for this set, but
Yeah.
for other for other releases, I would say that I probably wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not a huge fan of a lot of the regular like top series inserts. A
Yeah.
lot of them are just like copy and pasted. It
Yeah.
doesn't feel A lot of them don't feel very intentional. Just kind of like they slap some graphics together. But for
Yep.
Inception, I definitely like how they're cut out. They're against a very colorful background, kind of like an artist, you know,
Hmm.
um, painted canvas, and the
Hmm.
cards are almost like a canvas
Yeah.
um, quality material. So I personally like it for this set specifically.
Yeah. And I feel the same way. And it's kind of curious because I'm not a big fan of Topps Finest. I do usually like Cosmic.
Hmm.
And I agree with you on most of the inserts, not really liking them that much. So I don't know what goes on in my brain that sometimes I'm like, I don't like that, and other times
Right.
I do. I really like Stadium Club for the reasons you mentioned. I like Heritage because they tend to be homage to like spring training
Right.
pictures and things like that. But for whatever reason, I just really like the aesthetic of this set, which it's weird. It kind of flies in the face of my normal
Hmm.
preferences, but for whatever reason, I tend to really like this one. So for me, I am a big buy, just given all the things we've been talking about. And I've gotten even more excited hearing what you have shared and just kind of talking with you about it. I'm really excited for this. I wish I could afford to buy a few boxes,
Yeah.
honestly. But I'm glad I have the one box heading my way. I'm going to be really, really interested on release day to open mine and watch you open yours
Yeah.
and
Definitely.
to kind of live vicariously through Stryker, who's probably going to open a couple cases of it,
Probably. Yeah. Yeah.
um, through his breaks and stuff. But yeah, I'm a big buy. I would say that I'm about a probably an 8.5. Like I'm kind of between an 8 and a 9 on this, just because it is only 7 cards and it's not cheap. But
Right.
I feel like the value is there, given how strong the class is, given how nice the cards are, given the odds of getting a decent auto or a decent parallel. I feel really good about this one. I think it's
Yeah.
going to be a lot of fun, and like I said, I think the value is there even at that price point.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm at a solid 9. I know that it probably arriving on my birthday is
Of
weighing me a little bit, because
course.
I'm hoping that the baseball gods look down upon me and gift me with a maybe Otani silver signings birthday gift. Just putting that out
Ooh.
there. No, but I'm super stoked for it. Like I said, this is one of my very extravagant baseball card purchases throughout the years. So I always look forward to getting boxes like this, and just enjoying it. And I'm honestly just like talking about it. It makes me really thankful that, I'm able to do this,
Yeah.
and, being able to buy a box that's this expensive, just really kind of puts things into perspective. And I'm really going to savor, each and every card.
Absolutely. Well, that's a great segue into a couple things. One of them being that we really appreciate the opportunity to talk baseball cards with you guys, and we really appreciate that the support you give to this channel and our respective channels, Hoosier Pulls and Nomah's Sports Cards. And we are definitely, like, again, we're just normal guys who are able to supplement our card budgets because you guys watch us open cards and talk about cards. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you so much for that. And please make sure you are subscribed wherever you're watching this. Hoosier Pulls, Nomad Sports Cards, Card Geeks. Make sure to check out at Card Geeks Show on YouTube if you haven't subscribed already. We do post the more exciting, kind of more enticing new product release type videos on our personal RIP channels as well. But we post every single week on the Card Geeks channel, and sometimes it's just us talking about other topics other than new releases. So if you made it this far in the video, you definitely want to make sure you're subscribed to Card Geeks so that you don't miss anything. And if you have not subscribed to our individual channels, all Hoosier wants for his birthday is for you to be subscribed to all three channels and to like
Exactly.
and comment, and let's blow him up, everybody, as
Ah, thank
well.
you, my friend.
When we get to the 18th of June, I want to see everybody blowing up my boy with happy birthday wishes, because you only turn 19 once in this
Right.
life,
Yeah.
and it's a big day. It's a big day.
Yeah, exactly. I
So
uh I gotta make the joke, especially for all the guys who've served, and first responders on the channel. The military and the first responder lifestyle, it ages you in dog years. All right. So I'm really like 64 years old. My back feels like it's 64. So
I completely understand,
yeah.
having been a mental health
Hmm.
crisis first responder for 18 years and dealt with life and
Yeah.
death stuff in the middle of the night more times than I can count.
Yeah.
Uh,
It weighs on you a little bit.
yeah, and I appreciate you
Yep.
mentioning that too, because obviously you and our other veterans and military viewers are our heroes, and again, tip
Appreciate
of the
it.
cap to you guys. And to Brandon, we'll shout you out a second time, who serves in the San
Always.
Antonio Police Department, and all of you police officers, and um, all of you guys, like my best friend's son and my brother-in-law, who are EMTs. Just
Hmm.
really appreciate you guys. And yeah, just appreciate you shouting out to the mental health first responders, because carrying the phone 24/7 for
Yeah.
many, 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 many years, and you just never quite know what you're going to have to jump into action to do.
Right.
It does age you. It very much ages you. And I know you and I both got into collecting in part to deal with PTSD and
Yeah.
stress, and like
Hmm.
it's such a blessing to be able to enjoy this show with you, to be able to rip cards, to be part of our awesome communities, um, to have dogs that like to squeak their dog toys in the middle of recording. But just, you guys are truly the best, and we cannot thank you enough. We love being able to do this, and I just want to thank you as well, man, and happy early birthday to you, because
I
you just become
appreciate
such
that
a
so
close
much.
friend and
Yeah.
big part of my life. Your positivity uplifts so many people, and I got to experience that as a fan of your channel, and now as your friend and your colleague. It's just really awesome.
I appreciate that. That really means the world to me. And I'm excited. I'm excited for our it's not a battle, but more of like a friendly competition on release day.
Dude,
See who gets the better box. So you guys as well, you go to Nomah's channel on the 18th, as soon as Inception releases, and let him know that he lost because I pulled the Otani silver auto. So
well, selfishly, I'm hoping for a big pull, but
yeah.
If there's anyone I'd love to see just absolutely lose their mind on their birthday for pulling a big card, it's you. So
I appreciate it.
you definitely deserve it. And yeah, I'm kind of feeling that, if not an Otani, that one of one logo man PCA. I think
PCA
that needs to go
baby.
to the Cubs fan on his birthday.
I would actually lose my mind. I would actually lose it. I've never like really like gone crazy or shown a lot of emotion like pulling like a sweet card. No, if I were to pull the PCA 101, something would probably get broken.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know about you, but at my house, like my wife can like I'll always tell her when I'm going to record because I don't
Hmm.
want her to like, be calling me or knocking on the door or whatever while I'm recording unless it's an
Yeah.
emergency, of course. But she's aware I'm ripping, but she can't really hear me. But if
Right.
I start carrying on and yelling and whooping, she hears that and
Yeah.
she'll sometimes come in and make a little cameo on camera just to find out what I got. Or when I come out of my office, she's like, "What did you get? What did you get?" And
Yeah. That's
she's so
awesome.
supportive and awesome. But yeah, I want to hear your wife and kids like what did you get, birthday boy?
Yeah. What happened?
Like,
What's going on in there?
yeah, that needs to happen,
Yeah.
dude. You need that on your birthday for sure.
Yeah. So, well, we really appreciate you guys as always. Nomad, do you have anything in closing? Anything else that you want to say before we sign off?
Yeah, just if you guys are struggling today or there's anything bothering you or you're having a hard day, just remember this too shall pass and make sure to reach out to Hoosier and I. We're
Hmm.
always there for you guys and want to support you in getting through this beautiful journey called life that can get difficult sometimes. And
Absolutely.
we want to keep sharing the love of cards with you. And we're just really glad that you're here and taking part in our community. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. All righty, my friend. Well, I think
All
that's going
right,
to do it.
guys. All right. Well, and I also just want to say one last thing. For those of you that are fans of the channel, Card Geeks, and fans of the show, all of the editing is done by Hoosier. All of the little optics that you see, the little graphics, are done by Hoosier as well. And he definitely does more research than I do. So um, the inception of the channel, see what I did
Mm,
there? Sprang out of my brain. But one of the greatest things I've ever done was asking you to partner with me on this. And I just really appreciate all the hard work that you put in. And if you guys are enjoying the content, just know like it's not because of me, it's
no,
because of
it's
Hoosier. So,
no. This is a two-way street.
well, I appreciate it, man. It's always one of the highlights of my week to do the show with you. So thank you
Definitely,
very
definitely.
much.
Me too.
All right. Well, you guys take it easy and make sure to check out the other videos on this channel and our other channels. Make sure to check us out. We are podcasting and streaming on more and more platforms every week.
Find us on
We are
Spotify.
Find us on Spotify, and we're going to be taking Apple Podcasts one of these days as well.
Yep.
We will storm the beach, and we will have world domination for this program. Thanks to all of you guys. So just wherever you are checking us out, drop a like, share the video with other people. It definitely helps us to grow, and we appreciate it a ton. And we will see you guys next week. Let us know how you do with 24 Inception, and we're going to leave it there. We'll see you guys next time. Until then,
Keep
keep
on
on
ripping.
ripping.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.